I'm the best omen around here.
Go! Caught him. No!
Yo, sit back and watch me speak. Got to try for this thing. Fucking all I do is speak. Yo, sit back and watch me speak. Yo, sit back and watch. About to snap and make them see. My cup off and make them scream. My cup off and make them scream. Sit back. Sit back. Sit back. Sit back. Sit back.
That was their best. Pathetic.
Money long, nothing on credit. I got style, don't catch no all this bread, ain't got no lettuce. I got style, don't catch no feelings. Watch me. Watch me. If it ain't got style, I ain't with it. I ain't with it. If it ain't got style, I ain't with it. If it ain't got style, I ain't with it. I ain't with it. If it ain't with it.
Добро пожаловать на Valorant Champions. Вместе с молодым талантом мы врываемся в эфир. И определенно есть стиль, но покажет ли он скилл? Давайте узнаем. Вы знаете, за кем следить. Феникс палится в ультимейте на растяжке, ему тут же этот ультимейт ломают и просто разбирают на запчасти всей командой.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of A Talk with the Industry series brought to you by SEGi Group of Colleges. Let's first introduce ourselves. My name is Jacob.
Hello, my name is Jia Hong, and we will be your host tonight. We are very privileged to have Mr. Kerwin, the Art League Manager of Valorant for Hong Kong and Singapore studio, as well as Mr. Cyrus, the Senior Manager of Riot Games, Hong Kong and Singapore studio to share with us tonight.
Yeah, so before we go any further, let's first do a quick tech check. If you're able to hear us clearly and see us clearly, please type yes in the comment box below.
That's right. If you are able to hear us and see us clearly, please type yes in the comment section.
All right, so we're seeing a few yeses now. Oh, thank you so much for interacting with us. If you want to continue interacting with us throughout the session, feel free to do so. If you have any questions, if you agree with any of the points, please do comment in the comment section below. Yeah, so I also like to thank Iligia and Sure for powering this show tonight.
Now, let us do a quick rundown of today's talk. It will be divided into two parts. The first part, we will be talking about the topic behind the Art of Valorant.
And after that, we'll be going for a quick break. Then after the break, we'll be coming back and straight into the Q&A session as well as our lucky draw session. Our lucky draw winners will be picked from the registered people who registered through the registration link.
Without further ado, let us invite our guest speakers for tonight, Mr. Kerwin and Mr. Cyrus, to the show.
Hi, Mr.
Hi.
Kerwin. Hi, Mr. Cyrus.
Do you
Hi
have Mr.
everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Thank you for being here with us. So, is everyone ready? If you're all ready, press 1 in the comment section below. If you're a Valorant player, shout out your main agent and let Mr. Kerwin and Mr. Cyrus know that you are here and supporting them. Yeah. So we're seeing a few readies there now. Yeah, thank you so much for interacting. Now, we'd like to invite Mr. Kerwin to take over the show. The floor is yours, Mr. Kerwin.
All right. So yeah, hi everyone. I'm Kerwin. Like what they say, I'm the art manager and lead for Valorant, especially for premium content. So yeah, today I will be talking about to you and sharing to you something about our project and how we do stuff, basically, in terms of the art style of Valorant and even some of the behind the scenes of how we produce content. So yeah, just a quick intro for myself. Yeah, so I'm the art lead and manager for Valorant, both for Hong Kong and Singapore studios. And this is what people think that I do. So you must be good in drawing things and you play games and get paid, right? This is true, but this is what I usually do, which is working on 3D softwares and game engines to actually create in-game assets that you use in-game for Valorant, basically. But aside from that, being a lead, I also am a dad, right? And I'm working from home. And it's my job also to enable an awesome team to succeed and be proud of their work. So yeah, I take leadership seriously, and this is something. The picture on the right is my actual team in Kudo, Shanghai.
Uh-huh.
All right. So yeah, so in terms of my career highlights, I started as an intern way back like around 14 years ago. I worked on an art outsourcing company as a 3D character artist. Then I became an art lead. Then after that, I jumped into full game development, joining Ubisoft Singapore. And then I became an environment artist, a texture artist, a 3D art lead, and eventually, growing up onto the ranks of being an associate art director. So these are some of the companies that I've worked for. Yeah, so I have 14 years of XP in the industry. And yeah, these are some of the projects that I've worked for as well. So some of them may be very familiar to you. I hope you played them and you enjoyed them. Yeah. So yeah, these are the games that I've worked for. All right. So in terms of my current stats, I'm currently working on Valorant, right? And I'm a Jet main. My rank is around gold, right? And a little trivia, my account level is 197. and I have 39 kills on one match at one time. So I'm really proud of that, and I have 1,000 hours playing this game. So I love the game itself. I love the project that I'm working on, and it's just a big blessing for me to work on something that's that you're very passionate about as well. Yeah. So in terms of my career progression, I feel like I'm a little bit closer to Ronova Zoro, right? Which is like he thinks he's strong, but it's not. He gets defeated by Mihawk, right? To becoming like a bit more stronger, learning more techniques and this. But until now, up to this date, I'm also still aiming to improve better as a craft lead, as a leader as well, and hopefully becoming the new world Zoro that definitely super badass. All right, so let's talk about Valorant. So I hope everyone's like, is there anyone who's familiar with the game or have ever played the game? Yeah. So as you know, there's a common question: what is Valorant? So Valorant is a 5v5 character-based tactical shooter wherein creativity is your greatest weapon. So the word creativity is highlighted there because we really want to create a platform wherein the players can actually express themselves as they play. So a good example of that is display. This is something that you won't see on other games, right? For other shooters, let's say like Call of Duty or CS:GO. Yeah, this is something that you will only see in Valorant, and we just give them the tools and abilities to do this, but it's the players' minds who actually creates this creative place. So this is what we wanted for the game. So yeah, in terms of game positioning as well, we consider ourselves as a tactical shooter. We are highly competitive. Landing headshots is very important. Team play and coordination is very important as well. You need to have map control. It's all about getting intel, being creative about your abilities, throwing smokes, throwing flashes. And at the same time, we want to build a community. So we are more highly lethal, I would say, compared to Overwatch. But we are not as punishing as a CS:GO or Rainbow Six, for example. So we want to make the game accessible to to a large audience as much as we can. But at the same time, we want to maintain that competitive spirit that and that high level of proficiency that we can offer to basically do this esport. So we want to basically cater the game to a wider audience, make it as entertaining as possible, so that it will be something that everyone can appreciate. And yeah, of course, if you have these tournaments and all, yeah, we will have moments like this. So I hope you guys know this one. This is the Sentinels. Basically, they are the ones who are the champion for Masters, for the last Masters in Reykjavik, Iceland. All right. Moving forward, so one of our missions is to basically deliver personalization items to exceed our players' expectations and give them the means to express their creativity. So like again, the word creativity is there, but this time around, we want to really give them a way on how to show their personality, their character, using the personalization items that we do. For example, gun skins, bodies, the things that you can basically purchase in game to express yourself. So yeah, today we will be focusing more into what's the behind the scenes in terms of like making skin lines. So before that, I want to talk a little bit about the visual style of Valorant itself. So for Valorant, we have a very distinct style, which is a little bit on the middle of being cartoony and realistic. So as you can see, it's very stylized in a way, and this doesn't only serve the purpose of being beautiful, but also in order for us to simplify a lot of elements so that we can emphasize more on gameplay and what the gameplay needs. So a good example of it is like in terms of form, we simplify a lot of shapes to be more angular, more crisp, and we eliminate a lot of higher frequency details that you see on a realistic gun. And at the same time, it's not as as simple as like a cartoony model as well. In terms of texture, we want it clean, sleek, and minimal. In terms of edge wear, so we remove all of those gritty and heavy weathering, and we don't emphasize on hand painting, but we actually go for a more procedural way of making our textures using Substance Painter. And yeah, in terms of visual style, of course, we will come up with ideas. It could be as simple as like a dragon, a golden dragon statue, right? And we apply it to the guns. And how we apply it is, of course, applying the visual style. Like what I said, we simplify a lot of shapes to the point that we can have that, nice medium detail that we have to make it still interesting and not boring, but at the same time not noisy to hinder you from focusing on shooting guys on your gameplay. So this is how it looks like. We want to maintain also the silhouettes of the gun so that, for example, you drop them on the floor, you can still recognize what gun are you picking up, right? So that you can actually decide as a player within split seconds if you're gonna pick up the gun or you're gonna stick to the gun that you have. So those things are very important for us, and it actually this is what I call art serves function of the game, or art serves gameplay. So this is very important when we do all the guns, basically. And yeah, we apply it to the rest of the 17 guns that we actually have in game, which is what you see here right now. So later on, I will discuss to you guys more about the skin lines that we have and the process, basically. So in terms of the process, I simplified it to 3 steps. Basically, we have the ideation phase, we have the production phase, and we have the integration phase. So for the ideation phase, right, I will discuss it on how we actually did it on the Celestial Collection, which has already been released last Lunar New Year, February, in Valorant. Yeah. So I hope you guys are familiar with the content, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, ideation phase. Ideation for us is all about getting an inspiration. So for us in Hong Kong and Singapore studios, we actually gravitated on, how can we have a skin line for Lunar New Year? And we found this like really great art from Pixar, basically, of their movies being stylized, right? And we kind of like the vibe of it, and like, okay, this really fits the thematic that we want to bring. So yeah, and then after that, we create a story. So for example, the story of this gun is like, it's a rumored gun wherein like the great mythical ox from because it's the year of the ox, right? It's basically blessed these guns, and he gave them life, basically. And later on, you will see why I said he gave it life. So yeah, there's a little bit of surprise there that you can see later on. And yeah, and after that, it's very important for us to define what kind of emotion the gun brings as well to the players, right? So we just don't do cool guns out of random ideas, but we really think about how does the player should feel when they are holding this gun. So for this gun, we specifically wanted the skin line to be more lighthearted, fun, and festive, right? For them to celebrate Lunar New Year with their friends and within the game itself. And then after that, we defined product pillars. Of course, we identified it, and we know that we need to go for the year of the ox, right? Because during this year, it's a year of the ox. We cannot do year of the tiger. We cannot do a year of the rat or any other year, or else it won't be relevant, right, for this year. And then, like what I said, a key pillar as well is being traditional and stylized, art style, a bit whimsical, but at the same time there is like some oriental influence executed through the colors, through the gold materials, and even in terms of the lines and shape profiles as well. And at the same time, we want to focus on giving the surprise factor for this skin line by introducing dynamism. So as you can see, we bring the gun to life by introducing animated textures, an animated shader, to basically make the gun more exciting and appealing, as you can see here. So these are the early exploration and concepts that we did. And then we came up with like, we need a melee. What kind of melee are we going to do? And this is where the team really like brainstormed and like come up with like really crazy ideas. And someone like found this video. Oh, this is really cool, right? And maybe we can make a melee that is a fan. So this is where this particular idea came to life, and still following the thematics and the core pillar that we set. It needs to be Year of the Ox. It needs to have the same art style. this term graphic, and line structure. So this is the initial concepts that we did. And at the same time, we need also a body, and this is what the body concept looks like. So we want it to be cute, like what I said, sticking to the brief, which is to the thematic pillar, which is lighthearted and fun. So these are the early concepts this is for the judge, and this is the final concepts for the guns themselves. All right, so second step is to go into production. In terms of production, of course, we will work with the 3D models. We texture them. We choose the right colors. We even, we are very picky in terms of like how we execute colors as well in the game. So even the gradient, what type of color are we going to use? What's the proportion of gold versus the green parts is very important. And even adding like those minimal edgeware to capture the stylization that Valorant requires. And then, this is the step-by-step. We do the base model first, right? And then once we have the base model, we spread it to the other guns, and then we build it layer by layer, adding more details along the way. So this is the progression from right going to the left. So as you can see, there's a lot of elements being added on. And same here. So that's the base gun on the left, and going to the upper right, going to the bottom left. We're in like you can almost see that like the concept is becoming a reality as of this moment already. And then we integrate it to the engine, and this is where actually we push our boundaries. We want to do we want to surprise our players. It's very important for us to actually make the game exciting through our content, and like what I said, for the players to express themselves and be creative. So here we just don't want it to move, but we did a night and day cycle for this gun, so that the sun rises together with those meteors falling over. So this is a special shader. It might look simple here, but in reality, it looks like this on the engine. Wow. So a lot of blueprints, a lot of coding, a lot of technical stuff that goes behind it, and this is with the help of our technical art persons and teammates. And then at the same time, we also want to push the boundaries. We want to make a body that's fun. So we did the first reactive body in the game, wherein when you shoot, this particular ox just gets angry and becomes a badass. So that's another thing that we pushed, and it was done using same thing like node-based blueprints in Unreal, right? And then what we do usually to simplify it is just to like swap in the textures and do some transition tweaks over here and there to make it look really nice and appealing. All right, and I'm gonna share to you guys now the final output, which is the complete collection for the Celestial skin line that we have released. The guns, the melee, the frenzy, the phantom, the Ares, the judge, and the fan melee, which is, by the way, the first melee fan in the history of an FPS game. I've never seen any game or any FPS game had a melee as a fan. So that's like what I said, for us in Riot Games, innovation is very important, and it's important that we just don't create stuff that players would like, but we want to push the boundaries in terms of innovation and to make our players happy by introducing, something that they've never seen before. So this is the Phantom. Some of the, shots, other shots for it. Frenzy. The Ares. The Judge. And the melee, which looks like this in game basically. So later on you will see it more discussed by Cyrus, how he actually did the animation parts for it. All right, and this is the body on different angles, and like what I said, you don't want this ox to be angry, so And we also made some 2D content on this one. So we made some player cards for the players to use as avatars under the game. So we have like different samples of wide depending on the UI of the game, right? So we need to produce this kind of sizes. And we also have a spray wherein we animated it as well to get that very festive exploding ampao, right? Because who doesn't like ampao in Chinese New Year, right?
True.
So so yeah, this is how we create our ideas. And yeah, that's all that I will that I have to share for tonight. So hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, guys, for your time.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kerwin. Yeah, now we'll be going on to Mr. Cyrus, right?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for Kerwin to give a really good introduction for the project. And then I love his work because I also watched the comment section. Like a lot of people really like it because they he do a lot of researches, detail everything to the gun, whatever, display everything, right? Super cool. Compared with animation is just really tiny, Okay, so yes, let me introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Cyrus. This is me, the stuntman. Yeah, I'm from work for the animation industry around 20 something years. So start from 2000 something. So I start working on some TV series from DreamWorks, and then after that, around 14 or 16 years ago, I started to join games. So work with a lot of a different kind of title, from Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia, from to now League of Legends, Teamfight Tactics, Valorant as well. So I'm a serve of different kind of the studio before. So currently right now in Riot, what I'm handling is I'm an assistant of Kerwin. No. So we work together to produce gun animation and maybe sometimes a character animation as well. So for me, I'm currently handling the multiple projects, but Valorant is the one we are really focusing on. So today we go to really less content and topic here. So mostly a character pillar, key pillar, animation style, weapon, and rule of FPS. Cool. So let's talk about key pillar. So the key pillar, what we do is mostly for the characters. We want to design the characters for more appealing. So let's the audience say, oh, this character is really it's part of myself, or some of the players say, I really want to be that character. So the character has that kind of an iconic move, iconic kind of the silhouette is also really appealing as well. So based on the design, you can look at current the image I have right now. You can really easy to find which character is it. Okay, so when we design the character, we are really based on whatever color, the standing poses, what kind of gun she holding, and then what kind of skill they're using. So I pick an example for Phoenix, right? When we when we think about Phoenix, we have in the side have a lot of references can show you, okay, when you look at Phoenix, he's those kind of like a rapper, really sarcastic, really fun kind of guys. When you look at relevant kinds of trailer, you can see what kind of what kind of characters he is. And you can see you look at the right hand side, the guys yo, those kind of guys, those kind of behavior, what is Phoenix supposed to be. So during the design period, what we're going to do. So the animation team, will work on something like a style, I make a loop, sorry. So I make quite a lot of different kind of styles. So we know he's a fire guy, his element is fire. So we try to make a turntable for him, give him a poses, see how his behavior is supposed to be. So in the right hand side, we also looking for something, looking for something about the skill. You can see what the skill is supposed to be, how he throw it. And then the ultimate, you can see the ultimate. Maybe I can full screen it. Yeah, you can see the ultimate, right? So we also look at the ultimate. Is it fit his characteristic? Okay. So when you play the game, you can see when you play the R, he will just summon another him. So this is his ultimate. Cool. Yeah. So, okay, sorry. Okay, so based on that, so we do a lot of different kind of experiment for whatever weapon skills, and then how he hold the gun as well. So for animation style, right? For overall animation style, we can see like in the industry, we have quite a lot of different styles, Scott and Scratch, like Smurf fame, this kind of thing. But we are not going to do that. So you can see the right hand side, right? The no, you can see like Fortnite is doing something like really kind of like a realistic kind of dancing. And then like sometimes like League of Legends, right? League of Legends, we also see a lot of like, Scott and Scratch in there, correct? But for our Valorant, right, as what Kerwin have saying, like we are mixing cartoony and realistic in between that. We're mixing those. So for us, when we're going more like a snappy, like are we trying to go more like some kind of fancy kind of style for our Valorant animation? So you can see that left, right? Your left hand side, you can see One Punch Man, that kind of thing, right? We really want it to be a weapon. The thing about this weapon in the game. All right, so let's talk about weapon. Basically, how we pick the weapons, how we choose the weapon to release. The first thing is based on the developer idea. So the designer or us, like Kerwin, will think about this skin line. Just now you can see the Lunar, the Ox like a fan, right? Something suddenly like he received a video, say, oh, let's do it. Something like that. In another hand, we also think about fun fact, something really funny, and then thing you need. So we will go to a lot of different kind of community, like society, like, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, see what the player feedback. So, oh, I want something. Can I do that? Can we have this kind of weapon? So we will take it to consideration. So you can see like every time when we are in some live streaming, we also will consult a lot of people say, hey, what kind of weapon you are expected? What player expected? But that's also our Riot style, right? So we really care about what the player think and what the player need as well. So the first weapon we try, okay, so I don't really play the sound, maybe the sound really little sound. So I think like everyone see this trailer as well, right? So Outer Flame gun, the skin line, this is the first time we try out. This is really different in the industry. So for the gun, like the shooter game, right? The shooter game, no one using like the creature at a gun. So this is the one we are trying it out. Okay, we want to give the player something new. We want to give a player something different. Okay, so like when the trailer release, right, I'm super happy, super happy for that. Yeah, because it's something different from usual. So we look at the design, right? The designer, when thinking about it, is like, oh, this is a dragon, so we should go for that kind of like really like a realistic kind of like dragon style, and a more dark, evil kind of like a way to create this skin line. So what animation do? For us, we give them life. This is a life we want to give it. We give it to them. So so for us, we do a lot of references. So like references about like, okay, what kind of movement we can do for the gun and have a dragon. So at the beginning we said, oh, we should be like keeping really static, like a gun, really like a gun. But at the end, right, the team thinking is like, oh no, we should make something more alive, more appeal to the player. I want them to have a wow when I'm using this gun, and it seriously look like a dragon. Okay. So this is like the left hand side is the first player view, and the right hand side is the third person view. You can see like, okay, our game only two hands. They don't have a character in the back. All right. So this is another gun. Oh, I'm so sorry. I need to loop it. Make it better. So this is another gun. So I can maybe I can zoom in more to let you kind of see more. Can I see the quality more higher? Oh, this is the higher quality. I'm so sorry. So like, yeah, this is another gun is an AK, the AK gun. We also like when we make it alive, make the same alive. So we can see like the shield around, it's like keep moving. So this is like when we are working on the gun, we really take this to consideration. What kind of thing the player want and what kind of dragon supposed to be. So, oh, I'm so sorry. Can I go back? I click it too fast. I click too fast. So in here, we listen to the player in Reddit. A lot of kids saying, I really want Butterfly Knight. I really want it. So we heard the scream. from overseas, from overseas. We see that they really, really want it. So what Riot do? So normally when our team listen to the player, we will take a consideration. We discuss in a lot of different kind of meeting. We are going to do a butterfly knife. Okay. So what kind of knife movement we're going to do? So we do a lot of references. We do a lot of animation to test it out. And then at the end, we come up with something we are really quite happy because player is replicable. Mean like they do it. Okay. So when we animate it, definitely we are using a lot of references, a lot of references for our animation. So some of the game, right? Some of the game they do, right? They don't really like following references. They have a lot of like a fantasy. But for us, right? We have fantasy, but we also fully reference to the like real life. We want the player can do it. So really, really happy. I think this video come out like the 2 days after the skin release. Some players seriously do the same thing. Like our developer, everyone look at the video, we can't. I look at the loop. I look at the loop for like more than like 100 times. I'm sure more than 100 times. Is it the same? He's seriously doing the same thing. Just like left, right hand different. So this is something like we really want, and then like the player also really happy for it. Cool. So about the work. So when we're doing a weapon, what I felt like, let's say butterfly knife, right? So the melee weapon. So we have a rule. We have a rule for FPS. So why we have to push the hand here, and why our weapon, why we don't cross the screen? Like sometimes we want to cross the screen for the weapon, but why we don't do that? It's because we have some safety zone. We have to talk to let the player, when the player doing the game, right? The red zone, you look at the screen right now, the red zone is a player which is the player really aiming to, because like they worry about the enemy is coming. So our weapon, our hand is really seldom to cross the screen. So this is like we have some limitation when we are working on some like new weapon, idol or something. You can see like we have a lot of space for the player. Okay. So you can see like this one of our weapon is like a circle. So it's like a circle melee weapon. We also like based on the rule when we are doing it. So we don't go through that kind of like a red area to let the player can see the middle of the screen, because in case some enemy suddenly pop out, they can make a reaction for that. Okay. So when we are working with animation, that is really important. Another thing also is talking about line of action. So the attack line, we have to follow something, we have to hit it to the center definitely, because if not, they will missing the impaction of the animation. And then the slash, you can see the type A, type B. So you can see stacking. We can do that. Like eight, no, Cyrus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. 8 direction. Okay, 8 direction also can step, and then the slash is like mostly like a 6 direction. 6 direction we can do the slash. So this is our weapon limitation, level limitation. So when we are talking about like like the slashing, right? So you can see when we are slash where what the direction is supposed to be. When I slashing from here to here, this is some kind of like a document and preparation. We will do it during the production. So making sure our animation, we're not crossing the screen, and make like a player feel like annoying, So also like inside of animation, right? Inside of animation, we also have some kind of limitation. What's that mean limitation? It's like, okay, when I press the button, I don't want to see the animation show, man. I want click and hit. So this is like quite like working with working with Kerwin and some TD and DM designer as well, to making sure when our weapon come out is enough time for the player to just like attack. But sometimes when you play another game, right, you can see when I click, they delayed it. So that's why I can't kill that guy. I'm stepping him, but I cannot because like field frame. So what we're going to do, we limit it. So our first 5 frame have to make sure the weapon on the screen, and after that, like a 12 frame full weapon have to be on the screen. totally 100 frame per overlap. So in here, right, settle and trick, that's what we can do. Like in the meantime, when I'm in the blue zone, we press is attack, right? If let's say attack, they can definitely attack it in that time. So maximum like a fail frame at the beginning only. So make sure the player feel that kind of agile, and then like 1-to-1 button clicking for the game. Okay. So in here, right, I can show you something about the third person view. Okay. So lots of people asking me, wait, why Valorant is not like really care about third person? But something I have to tell you why. It's like, okay, when you're playing the third person, when you're playing the FPS, right? When you look at the third person, you have to make sure you can see right now I'm zooming out, right? I need to make sure I know that character is Phoenix. Okay, so I can't do some like big action, big changes to make sure say, hey, Phoenix supposed to be holding the fire and running around. You have to be the knife, right? Attack had to be different. But when you are playing the game, it's totally different. No one will look. Not much people will recognize the animation. Most people want to recognize is which enemy in front of me. Okay, so in here, right, we use all the animation for third person. Shooting all the different gun, like handgun, AK, a lot of different kind of gun, right? We mostly share the animation across all the character because we want to make it more standardized. Then the player can be easier to recognize the color and then the silhouettes of the characters. So there's like I get a lot of feedback even in the Reddit. It's like, oh man, can we like do something like maybe our in-stack animation, we can show it in the third person. But if let's say we do it, like they will be causing a lot of different kind of like misleading. You're misleading. So let's say you have you throwing up the ball or something like that. You want to do that, but when you're in game, you see someone like holding the ball, you think he's using the skill or something. So that is like we take a lot of consideration for the animation. Cool.
That's cool.
So yes, again, we are doing a lot of reference. I would say like, oh, Cyrus, what you do every day? I would say watch movie. Watch a lot of video clip. I'm a premium member in YouTube because like I need to go through YouTube, all the video, everything to find a lot of reference for my animation. Sometimes we also like need to shoot our reference ourselves. So I want to show at the end, right? I want to show you something how our animator work on the animation. Here you go. Okay, cool. Can I? So you can see, right? Whatever the female character, she also can act.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your duty is not over. My ultimate is ready.
Yep. So
Your duty is not over.
our animator every day almost shooting themselves for different kind of variation of animation. Let's say this motion character selection, right? He also take more than 20 take to see is it good feeling or is it like a correct feeling of the characters. So they do a lot of research when they are doing it. You can see all the skills.
Cutting their vision. Cutting their vision.
I think everyone hates this skill, right? Hiding the vision. If let's say you play the game, you hate it.
Yeah,
Yes.
They will cover. They will cover.
See, even knife. He facing to the ground. I don't know why he doing facing to the ground, but
When's that knife gonna be a skin?
So that's an interesting thing, right? You can see like in the studio, right? You can see an animator is jumping around. You see, what suddenly he do this like? So like at the beginning, I tell you, animator is a stuntman. It's a stuntman. They do everything by themselves. Just one thing we cannot do is like flying or some magic or that kind of thing. We can't do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for today. Thank you guys for joining. Oh, sorry, like he keep playing back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge, Mr. Kerwin and Mr. Cyrus.
Yeah, thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
really cool. Right now, we'll be going for our halftime break, And after we return, we will go straight into the Q&A session as well as the lucky draw session. See you back in a bit.
See you.
See you.
Medianoche estoy en el lugar, bocinas al tope, no puedo parar. Veo las luces de toda la ciudad, cuando cierro los ojos siento despegar. Es la hora, vamos a girar, la diversión aquí llegó a su final. Yo sé que esto está por comenzar, ella tiene la cena y aquí el comensal. Hey, el estéreo picnic allá en Bogotá, cantando esa canción que como iba te acompañaba tu prima, tu amiga Nanchile. No la paliza, cuando veíamos a la banda esa, ¿a quién le interesa? Yo quiero bailar, digo pues, no digo más.
Por isso que eu vou te botar no jeito hoje, viu, Binho? Ô, dó. Já passou da hora, né, pai? Vamos lá. Hoje só amanhã. É hora do reggae.
Porque só tua fé. Eu vou andando a pé pela cidade bonita. O toque do cachê e a força do divino. Ninguém explica. Ela é bonita. Porque só tua fé. Eu vou andando a pé pela cidade bonita. Verdadeiro amor, você vai onde eu vou, verdadeiro amor, você vai onde eu vou,
All right, we're back. Welcome back, everyone. Right now, we'll be going into our Q&A session as well as our lucky draw session. Before that, we would like to invite you all to our next session.
Yeah, the next session is from Sony, Mr. Lee Kok Seng, to come and share with us. And it will be on the 8th of September at 8 p.m.
Yeah, so please do join us next week. All right, so let's go into our lucky draw and Q&A session. Can you bring up the lucky draw wheel, please? All right, let's see who our first winner is. So if you're the winner, type "I am the winner" in the comments to prove that you are here and claim your prize. All right, let's see who's the first winner. Eng Kia Ji. Oh, congratulations, Eng Kia Ji. Be sure to type "I'm the winner" in the comment section to claim your prize. All right, so now let's go on to the first question from our admin. All right, we have a question from Asavari. What was the reference for jet flying animation then?
Like animator references. So basically, like when we're thinking about like jets flying animation, the jets flying animation, right? So like one thing like we have think about like like we're flying like the leg a bit stretching, like kind of stretching kind of thing, right? So we are doing that kind of like animation before, but like according to gameplay, where we have to make it more like stand like a human shape. If not, like people cannot be shooting. So you ask me like the reference of her, right? Is like just ourselves jumping and do a slow motion shooting, right? We keep like shooting our shooting the video and just do that, the jet fighting animation. I think Kerwin really like the like a jet fighting animation because he's like a jet main. Yeah,
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
cool.
All right, we have our winner, Eng Kia Ji. Congratulations on winning.
Congratulations.
Nice. All right, so we're going to the next winner.
Okay, our second winner is Tan Kian Boon. Congratulations. Remember to type I'm the winner in the comment section to claim your prize, and you have 1 minute starting now. While we wait, let's get our second question for our speakers. From Priscilla Liu Chin. What skills do we require in order to design a character of figure?
All right, maybe I'll take this one. Yeah, so basically there's a couple of like skills. So yeah, so definitely designing a character or figure, it goes to your art fundamentals. Of course, understanding basic anatomy, for example, that's really, really important. And at the same time, of course, you need to have basic, skills, either through 3D or 2D to actually, design or whatever medium you want to use in order for you to, visualize, the characters that you want to create. So it can be sketching, it could be 3D prototyping, for example. It can even be, let's say, for example, clay sculpting if you're comfortable with it. So, but what's really important is that learning the fundamentals of art and what makes a great design. But I would say beyond all of those, what's really important is passion. Yeah, because without passion, right, you won't have the patience to actually go through all of those learnings. So I would say that, beyond all of those skills, what's really important is that you're passionate in what you do and you really firmly believe that this is what you want to do in terms of like your career or in terms of your life. And you know what they say, right? If you're really passionate about something, then you will never be working your whole life. And I think, yeah, that speaks to a lot of us. Like even for me, I feel like when I go to work, I'm just like doing the things that I do. So yeah, so I think those are my tips basically for that question.
All right, thank you. So we don't have the winner. So we'll roll one more time. Yeah. Okay, let's see who's the winner this time.
I think I'm the winner. Did you guys put my name there?
Yeah, I wish I have my name there too, man.
Okay, so our winner is Tan Kian Hong. Tan Kian Hong, you have 1 minute to claim your prize now. And let's see our third question. All right, from Rexy Wong. How does it feel like working with the other parts of the Riot team around the world?
Okay. I mean, both of us can answer the question. I go first.
Yeah,
So
you go first.
I go first. I think it's like this currently right now work remotely, right? Work remotely and then work with them. Like they have a different time zone. The difficulty is a different time zone. But when we work with them all around the world, for me, it's fantastic. You know, like we have the different kind of culture, right? We have different kind of culture. We have different kind of creativity, thinking as well, the design, everything. So like, well, for Riot, we are really open. We are really open. Everyone can voice out their idea. Everyone can voice out solution or suggestion, recommendation as well. So I give a half part for Kerwin. Yeah, Kerwin.
Yeah, so for us, yeah, it's for sure there will be like pros and cons. Like, for example, the time zone is one. Sometimes language barrier is one. We have different accents, and it's just harder to like understand someone's when someone's speaking with a strong accent, right? But beyond that, actually, it's an awesome experience because you get to basically do something great together with a great team. And I would say in Riot we have very very talented people who are also very humble and easy to talk to. And for me, that's what makes Riot great. And what I love about Riot as well is that we really focus on like making the players happy. Our mission is to be the best company that serves the players. And for us, we don't take it lightly. It's on our core value, and everyone just digs in deep to that values, and we just want to make the players happy. We ourselves are players, and we want to experience the same thing that will make us happy when we play our own game, for example. I'm a very big Valorant player, and when I create content, it's like you're creating a content for yourself, right? So I'm thinking like, will I buy this gun if I'll do it, right? So yeah, it boils up to that sometimes, which is really fun, I would say, and that makes work not really working in a way. So it's there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of it's just awesome. It's an awesome experience.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kerwin.
Thank you, Mr. Cyrus and Mr. Kerwin. We have our winner, Zaki Tan. So congratulations on winning. So yeah, for the lucky draw winners, please email edwardlow@segi.edu.my with your current address to claim your prize.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Congratulations.
Now, I would like to once again invite all of you to join our upcoming live talk session with Mr. Lee Kok Seng from Sony next Wednesday.
Yeah, we hope to see you all there. Now we've come to the end of today's session. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Kerwin and Mr. Cyrus. We really learned a lot today. I'm sure the audience also have learned a lot. So yeah, thank to the audience as well for joining. You have been amazing. Yeah, so thank you all.
It's our
Thank you so
pleasure.
much.
Thank you so much, guys, for your time.
Until we
Play
see
the
you
game.
again.
Play the game. Huh? Play the
It's a pleasure
game.
too.
Yeah.
And I hope to see you all in game.
Yes. See you guys all in game. Yeah.
See you.
Have a wonderful evening for all in SEGi Group of Colleges. See you and bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.